Helen Keller, the author and activist who contracted a disease that left her both deaf and blind at a tender age of 1.5, spent the rest of her life achieving so many great opportunities despite her disability, which includes 14 books, 475 speeches and essays, and at one stage in her life flew a plane. So here we have a successful woman who never had a chance or an opportunity to see how beautiful nature is, how beautiful the sky is, the ocean. She never got a chance to see her loved ones. And for many of us, if we were left in this position, we would probably think this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to us. But do you know that Helen Keller once said that she found something that is worse than being blind? And I remember when I first came across this passage and I was thinking, is there something that is worse than not being able to see your loved ones? Helen Keller says she found one thing that is worse than being blind. And of course, when I came across this passage, it got my attention instantly. And Helen Keller said, is the only thing that is worse than being blind is to have sight and no vision. In other words, she's saying she's better off being blind and to have vision than someone who has the ability to see but lacks vision. And I remember when I read that particular passage, I was in university and it struck me. In fact, I felt attacked because at that point in my life, I felt that I was a bit lost. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I felt like I was walking around with the ability to see but lacked vision. And maybe you're watching me today and you're feeling like me when I was in university, and at this present moment you're just moving with the wind. You do not really have a clear vision. I mean, you have the ability of sight, but you lack vision, you lack the drive, you lack the motivation. Well then, in this video I'm going to show you how you can identify your vision and to pursue it. No longer will you wake up lacking motivation. I have to let you know, once you identify your vision, you are going to seem a bit crazy to others. In fact, when you start pursuing your vision, people will start looking at you like you're not normal. And this is perfectly normal because I quite remember two famous brothers who, by their vision, has allowed us to travel from countries to countries with a plane. Of course, I'm speaking of the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers had a vision. In fact, their vision at that particular time seemed crazy. They said they can see humans flying like birds. And of course, during that time, people thought these guys were crazy. How could you have such a bonkers vision? How can you think that you can possibly make human beings fly like birds? And despite being mocked, laughed at, the Wright brothers achieved their vision by producing the very first plane. And of course, today we are benefiting from their vision. And do you know that you have a vision right now that is going to seem crazy to people? People will mock you like they mocked the Wright brothers. But do you know that you need to stick to that vision? So the obvious question is, Rudolf, how do we find our vision for our life? Well, first of all, let's define what vision is. In fact, I really like one of the definitions that I came across, that vision is seeing your future in pictures. Vision is a glimpse of your future. Now, what does this actually mean? What we mean by this is that vision is the ability to take a trip into your future, have a look how the vision looked like, then come back in reality and tell yourself, oh, I'd like to go there. That is I consider to be a very powerful definition of vision. And sometimes when we see this vision, when we take that trip into the future, it begins to scare us because we are currently looking at current circumstance. We're currently looking at what's going around us right now, and we're beginning to ask ourselves, how can I possibly in this current state reach whatever I've seen in my future? Like Helen Keller, she saw that she could write 14 books, produce 47 speeches and essays. The Wright brothers saw that they could put human beings inside a plane that will make them look like they're flying with the birds. It seemed scary. It seemed crazy at that point, but this is what vision does. Vision makes you look like you're crazy. Vision makes you look like you've lost your mind. When you're looking at your current circumstance, you're looking at what's going around you right now. Is it possible for me to see this vision come to fruition? And the answer is yes. Because now that we've defined what vision is, Rudolf, how do I capture a life vision for myself? Well, I just want to put out there, I don't have the monopoly of life. You know, I don't have the monopoly of how to achieve everything in life. But there's one thing that has worked for me is to have a vision for my life. And how did I find a vision for my life? There's two ways I believe that we can really truly tap into our vision and we can know that this is the vision for our life. I think I've touched on it already. Number one is your reoccurring thoughts and dreams. What is something that you constantly keep thinking about? What is something that constantly keep appearing in your dreams? Because I strongly believe that this is a glimpse of your future. What is something that you're constantly thinking about? Whilst you are in the office, you're thinking about something. I really should be doing this with my life. I really shouldn't be sitting here behind this desk. Whilst you're out there working, whilst you're out there schooling, you're constantly being bombarded by this thought, like it preoccupies your mind. Is your vision calling you? There's something I'm supposed to do with my life. There's something I'm supposed to achieve. What I'm doing right now is not what I'm supposed to do. That is your vision calling you. That is your vision. And number two, your vision also appears in your imagination. You have to imagine it. This is why the definition I said is seeing your future in pictures. You know, many people wrote Helen Keller off, the Wright brothers. I mean, think about it, the Wright brothers. How do you say you are going to defy the law of gravity? It sounds outrageous. Helen Keller, how do you say you're going to write books while you're deaf and blind? How are you going to write over 475 speeches? How are you going to fly a plane? How? So the question I'm asking you today, how are you going to achieve that life vision? How are you going to pursue it? The way you're going to pursue it is by turning your back against the naysayers and going all out for your vision. You know it. There's something that keeps calling you. You're being occupied by it daily whilst you're in class, whilst you're walking outside to the grocery stores. That thought preoccupies you every single time. That's your vision calling you. And you have to answer to that vision. You do not want to be on your deathbed, living full of regrets and thinking, I should have answered to this calling. And I quite remember in the Bible, and of course, there's this famous story in the Bible of Joseph having a vision, having a dream that his brothers were kneeling down before him. And as a young man, 17 years old, he did not quite understand the dream really well, but he realized at a young age that he was getting dreams that he's going to be in a position of power. You know, our vision keeps coming to us through our thoughts, through our dreams. I know you're watching me today, that there's something that keeps coming back to you. There's something that you constantly keep thinking about, you're imagining about it, you're seeing your future in pictures constantly. And the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to listen to the naysayers? Are you going to listen to the people that call you crazy? Or are you going to go all out and achieve your life's vision? As Helen Keller said, the only thing that is worse than being blind is a life without vision. And I believe that many people today walk on this planet without a life vision. They just move in with the wind. But this doesn't have to be you. You can make a change today. So as always, we want to leave you with something practical. At the end of all our videos, I want to leave you with something that you can turn off the video right now and start doing it immediately. Because I'm not just here to inspire you, motivate you, and get you pumped. I want you to leave with something practical. So what I want you to do is, I want you to get away from distraction and I want you to start letting your mind wander. I want you to start really thinking about, what do I really want to do? What is that one thing that keeps coming back to me? Many of you guys know that you should be starting your own YouTube channel. Why haven't you started? Many of you know that you need to be writing your own songs. Why haven't you started writing your songs? Many of you know that you need to start applying for the new job roles. Why are you not applying for the new job roles? Many of you know that you're here to change the way we look at things. And all the people we admire, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, these guys were visionary. We all know that Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs all started in their garage. They had a vision. Jeff Bezos to start Amazon, Steve Jobs to start Apple. They all had a vision. And I believe that you are currently sitting on something that can change the way we live our lives. Just like Steve Jobs did, just like Jeff Bezos did, they changed the way we do things in our day-to-day life. I believe that you can do the same thing in your respectful field. So today, you have to start right now. Get away from distractions. Start thinking about things that keeps coming to your mind. Let your mind wander and start putting it down on a piece of paper and say, this is what I want to achieve. This is my life vision and I'm going to go all out for it. I'm just going to go all out for it. I'm not going to listen to the naysayers. I'm not going to seek validation. I'm not going to seek anything. I'm just going to go for it. Tell yourself that today. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video and if you would like to see more videos like this, don't forget to be part of this community by subscribing, hitting the notification button so every time I release a new video, you get notified first. Comment, tell me what you like about this video, what you don't like about it. Like, share it to your friends, and let's begin to achieve our life vision. My name is Rudolf High-Definition. Be inspired. Thank you for watching.